Hello, I'm Ranger Kate Sorum with the Bureau of Land Management here at Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area, and we're going to talk a little bit today about great horned owls. As you see here at my table, I have a few specimens for us to look at. Great horned owls are one of the largest owls in the United States. However, they can be found from Alaska all the way to South America. You may be wondering how great horned owls got its name. Well, if you look closely at our owl friend here, you'll notice he has feather tufts at the top of his head. They're not horns, they're not ears, they're just a little bling on the top of his head, and they're feathers. If this animal were to be flying at you, especially at night, all you would see were these huge wings coming at you with this round face and these pointy items on their heads that would look like horns. So our owl here got the name Great Horned Owl. Let's talk about the ears of a great horned owl. As we already know, the feather tufts on the top of the head are not the ears. Where are your ears? I'd be willing to bet your ears are on the sides of your head, pretty much symmetrical from each other, correct? Well, on a great horned owl and many other owls, their ears are not symmetrical. One will be higher and one will be lower. How far can you turn your head? Stand straight, put your arms at your side, and turn your head as far to the left and then as far to the right as you can. I'd be willing to bet you cannot see your back. Great horned owls can turn their heads 270 degrees, so not quite a full circle. So with ears at different levels on the sides of their head and the ability to turn their head 270 degrees, they have excellent hearing. And as they're turning their heads, if they can hear the sound that they're hearing on both sides, they're pretty much triangling in on their prey. And their prey could be under some shrubbery or under some grass that they cannot actually see, but they can hear. Let's look at the face of our great horned owl. What's one of the first things you notice? Probably its big yellow eyes. Owls have what we call binocular vision. Have you ever looked through a pair of binoculars? You can see much further distances in a pair of binoculars than we can without. Owls have binocular vision at all times, so they can see great distances and, as we already know, have great hearing to find their prey that they're looking for, maybe lunch, dinner, breakfast, maybe a short time afternoon snack. Have you ever noticed how flat and round owls' faces are? There's a purpose for that. Being round and being flat helps it to absorb sound from the surrounding area, and by absorbing sound, it can hear better. You'll also notice the nice, wonderful beak. We have a skull here. This is a faux skull, made to look exactly like the real thing. And you'll notice their beak. They have curved top beak, and then their bottom beak also has a small curve underneath it. So they're very good at pulling apart their prey. You'll also notice the eye sockets. We now know that owls can turn their head 270 degrees. They have excellent hearing. They have really large eyes with binocular vision, but they cannot move their eyes. We can move our eyes up, down, side to side, but an owl cannot do that. His eyes are more oval in his head, and so he's unable to move his eyes, which is one of the reasons being able to move your head 270 degrees is beneficial. You'll also notice the size of their skull. Their eyes are bigger than their brain. Is your eyes bigger than your brain? Mine are bigger than my stomach sometimes, but not my brain. Let's talk a minute about the claws on a great horned owl. They're actually called talons. Their talons are able to grab prey as well as hold themselves onto trees or other areas they may want to perch on while they're looking for food or while they're taking a little snooze. If you'll notice, they have 3 toes in the front and 1 in the back. When they are hunting, one of their toes can move to the back of their foot. So they have 2 toes in the front and 2 toes in the back. This makes for easier gripping of their wiggling prey as they're flying through the air to take it where it needs to go. So I want you to give this a try. Take 2 fingers up from one hand and 2 fingers from the other, and I want you to put them together just as if you were making a vice grip. And I want you to try to pick up something nearby. Do you find it easier or more difficult? Personally, I find 5 digits work much better than 2 and 2. But on our great horned owl friend here, 2 in front and 2 in back are much better to catch his prey. You'll also notice again the sharp talons. I don't think I'd want to be pinched with those. Let's take a closer look at the feet of our great horned owl. You will notice they are covered in feathers. Now, not all owls have feathers down to their talons, but on our great horned owl, they have feathers all the way down the talons. This helps them to stay warm as they're flying. Eggs of a great horned owl are not much bigger than a chicken egg. They're a little more round, but not a whole lot bigger. They weigh a little more, and when owlets hatch out of an egg, and an owlet is what we call a baby owl, they are very fuzzy. They're covered in downy feathers, and so they look very fluffy and soft. I still would not want to pet one because they can be pretty vicious. You'll notice the colors of the feathers of our great horned owl. There are a variety of browns, whites, yellows, and beiges. That helps our great horned owl camouflage in the trees as well as the rock cliffs. Great horned owls are not nest builders. They prefer to live in cavities of trees or on ledges of rocks, and they will occasionally use other nests from other birds. Before we leave today, let me tell you a little trivia. Great horned owls and other species were studied by the military. Any idea why they would do that? Have you ever heard of an airplane called a stealth airplane? They're very quiet airplanes. Great horned owls and other owls are very quiet flyers. So owls were studied to get an idea of their wing length and why they may fly quietly, and in the process of studying the owls, they were able to figure out a way to make some of those airplanes a little more quiet. Thanks for hanging out with me today and learning a little bit more about our great horned owls here at Red Rock Canyon. We hope you follow us on our social media pages, both Facebook and YouTube, under BLM Nevada. Come out and see us at Red Rock Canyon.